Alright everybody, well welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. Today we are going to talk about some of the speculative pull rates and things that just seem to be different. If you're familiar with anything over the last couple of weeks in my streams and all that kind of thing, we have pulled, I don't know, I think 6 eyes or hearts, 6 fableds in like 6 cases, like something like that. It's either 5 or 6, I can't keep up. This has been for patrons, and one of the things that me and Mitch from Midtown Merchant have been talking about a lot in our chats, we chat kind of daily, is that he has noticed that very, very often, not every time, and we did see on my stream that we did pull a heart and we did not pull an Unlightened Strike, but very, very often, if you end up pulling the Fabled in the same slot or in the same box or in the same case, you pull an Unlightened Strike. Mitch has seen this a couple times. It seems to be some sort of commonality, some sort of thing that is happening. And then we did see the same thing happen when Lauren pulled an Eye of Ophidium. We also pulled a foil Command and Conquer, and we actually pulled 2 non-foil Command and Conquers in that case too. So she got the heck of a break. And then, you know, the other thing that we have seen is a lot of these showing up. I actually purchased this. Somebody gave me a really good deal based on market, and he wanted me to be able to use it on the channel. I actually think I might get it graded for fun. This is foil. It's kind of weird. I actually sent him a message. I was like, dude, this isn't foil. And he's like, yeah, it is. It's just really hard to see. Anyway, so all these weird print things are happening. And then you've seen also in Unlimited, in this wave of Unlimited, we've seen like some of the Majestics that are like cut like here. And so everything is shifted up, some really bad cuts on it. So I wanted to talk about that, and then I wanted to talk about the pull rate, because there's a website called Fab with Freya, and Freya is an amazing community member putting out content in the text form, I guess you could say, the written form, and she put out a really good article that was not about Unlimited, but it did mention the Unlimited pull rate, and so I wanted to talk about that a little bit too. So let's start first. Here's my personal belief. I really personally believe that what happened is that they had to rush the print run of this Unlimited set. And first off, I want to say this is fine to me. Like, I think it's kind of fun, honestly. So I'm not criticizing. I think they probably did what they had to do in order to get product out. LSS wanted to make sure that product was getting out. And in order to do that, there are some things that you have to make sure happen. And I don't want to say that I don't want to use the phrase like they cut corners, but you do have to make a deadline, and sometimes you have to sacrifice a certain quality in order to meet the demand of a product. And that being said, I don't think that they sacrificed the quality of the cards. I mean, the quality of the Unlimited print right now, everything is good. I don't want to actually touch but the overall quality here, I've got the overall quality of the cards, I mean, everything is good. Actually, they fixed like the corners. I haven't seen as much corner damaging, so I think they've kind of fixed that. And you know, they've done a lot of good things. But one of the easiest things to cut out of a quality control is actually one of the more difficult things to do, which is the collation of a booster pack. So you know, let's pop a pack open. This is not going to be a pack, but I wasn't planning on doing this. So when you buy a pack, right, what you're doing is you're buying a randomized thing. And how this works is print sheets. And I don't know, I'm not an expert. So leave a comment in the comment section if I say something wrong. But in other words, there is a common sheet, right? So all the commons. And in this case, there's probably in Flesh and Blood, a common sheet that is just the generics, right? Because you have this. So they print a sheet of just the generics. And then, you know, it kind of lines up on the sheet. And they sort and they randomize, and that's what collation is, right? They collate. They take, you know, if they have a line full of cards, and then they kind of shuffle them up or whatever, and that's what kind of makes it a little bit more random. And then they have a rare sheet, a rare print sheet, right? And in the rare print sheet, there might be, oh look, we got a super rare. Okay, cool. In the rare print sheet, I don't know how they do it, right? We don't know exactly how they do it, but in the Magic the Gathering rare sheet, there is rares and mythics on the Magic the Gathering sheet. I have a War of the Spark sheet you've seen in the back of some videos. And so that's how they get the randomization. But then there's also all these commons, whatever. There's another sheet that does all this. And I don't know exactly how Flesh and Blood does it. It's probably a good thing that we don't know exactly how Flesh and Blood does it. But the point is that they do things on a sheet, and then they cut the cards, and then they, in some way, they sort them, and they organize them, or they deorganize them is what I'm going for. They collate them. And that process can take quite a bit, because at that point, that's just one of those things that you can kind of cut down. And so my thought is that maybe in order to meet the demand, which again is a good thing, we needed, if they didn't meet the demand, we wouldn't have product to play with right now. And in the world of COVID right now, where there's so many things being printed, where Magic the Gathering is printing a new set every day, it's a good thing that they were able to get us product as soon as possible. But one of the results of them getting us product as soon as possible is that my belief is that they didn't collate it as much as they collated maybe the first print of Arcane Unlimited or WTR Unlimited. And one of the results there that happened is that these kind of cards didn't get as separated or as diverse as they thought they would. Again, this is a very speculative video. I want to make sure I say that. And so what you're seeing is a good, better odds of hitting a heart and a foil Lightning Strike, hitting an eye and a Command and Conquer. Now let's talk about the fact that I've pulled 6 in like 6 cases. Now this is where I think I've just gotten incredibly lucky. Let's go to the Fab of Freya article. So the Fab of Freya article, she brings up this point. I'll read it to you. One thing I want to touch on here is a weird claim that I've seen cropping up a lot lately, namely that unlimited Fable pull rate is higher than it was in alpha. This article poses the question, what is the difference about unlimited edition? And answers, I think he or she posts a article on FabDB. With firstly, unlimited edition is black border, contains exactly the same cards as the original printing of these products and in the same configuration. Unlimited edition supports booster draft and sealed play. So the most clear and logical way, they say, is to interpret the bold phrase of contains exactly the same cards as the original printing of these products in the same configuration, is that they did not mess with the odds of unlimited. So what you're likely seeing is an excellent example of how people are really quite bad at observing things like pull rates. And I have said this. I was like, oh my gosh, we pulled 6 in 6, which, you know, I agree. I think that they present some evidence there that LSS has said, hey, the pull rate isn't more than what it was. So all that being said, we have to come to a conclusion of then why in 6 cases have I pulled, I can't remember. It's either 5 or 6. Let me know. I can't remember. I ship them out to you guys. I don't care. So, why have I been able to pull some A's? So here's my thought. And I wish I would have tracked the cases that I got. But I did get a good number of cases from both Compete Sports, when we did the patron promo thing. Compete Sports offered my patrons boxes at $80 a box for a case. And I got some boxes there, and then I got some boxes from my local game store. And both of them were, relative. I buy quite a bit of boxes because I like to have some stuff here to make sure we can do box openings, case breaks, whatever. And I wish I would have tracked this, but what my anticipation is that happened is that potentially not only did these cards get separated poorly from pack to pack, but also from case to case. Does that make sense? So in other words, because again, they were trying to meet the demand, which is a really, really good thing. I don't want this to come off as any criticism at all. Because they were trying to meet the demand, some things had to go away. You see things like quality control issues, like a barcode card, right, being stuck in the pack and not getting removed. This card is supposed to get removed. My understanding of it, and again, this might not be accurate, but my understanding of it is that this card gets scanned in order to track some stuff, and then they are supposed to remove it manually, right? But this is just one of those things where Card Monday is printing super fast. They have demands to meet. They, LSS says, hey, we need the product by now, and they have demands to meet. And so one of the other things that I think that could have happened is that there's probably some sort of disorganization of cases, disorganization of boxes, disorganization of whatever. I mean, I know of 2 different cases, Mitch and another case, Mitch from Midtown Merchant, where they pulled 2 eyes in the same case. So maybe the box distribution, or maybe this is all tied again to the collation. Maybe there's a sheet. No, I don't think there's a sheet of eyes. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works, but what I'm kind of the point of this video here is to simply say that there is some sort of issue in the collation of Flesh and Blood, Unlimited, WTR, and Arcane. Now, I think that this is all just quality control thing. My main point here is I don't believe, and I love the article by Freya, I don't believe that these pull rates are increased. I still think that these are in the 1 in 40, and they make a great point that they believe that maybe it's more like 1 in 35, 1 in 30. I'll link the article. You can read that, and we can have some good discussion on it. The article was really well written, really good, but I really do believe that maybe we're just getting really lucky on the channel, and maybe that's the result. I mean, we pulled an eye and a heart in the same video, case to case, one case of WTR, one case of Arcane, and like that's just incredible odds too, or incredible luck. So maybe we just hit a stroke of really good luck, but I really do believe, because now twice it's happened to me. I pulled the heart and the heart and the foil strike, and an eye and a command and conquer. That's happened to me twice, and it's happened to Mitch, and so I really think that they're starting to see a pattern here, that maybe some of that stuff is going on, and I really believe that. So I also just wanted to show this off because I think this is really cool. It's pretty cool to own. It's a really cool thing. Let me know in the comments, should I send this in to get graded? I mean, it won't grade well. I mean, it's off center. But how funny would that be? Like, what would they even do with it? I don't know. It could be funny. Hey, have a great day. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and do not expect to pull a heart and an eye in the same two cases, because I think we just got really lucky.